And how's it going, folks? And welcome back to another episode of our venture in the visual novel, If My Heart Had Wings, Flight Diary, bonus story, or stories, one of those. Anyways, last episode, some nice cuddle time, I should say, between Alvie and Kanako. Now, I must say, out of all of the arcs that we've done so far, I'd say Kanako and Alvie's arc is probably the most romantic, which I'm finding to be my favorite. So yeah, I'm kind of starting to lead a little bit towards Kanako, but you know, she's got a few crazy sides, but then again, who doesn't? So, but it's not necessarily bad. It's just there's a time and a place for it. And her teasing nature is kind of fun as well. But with that, we're going to get started here. So, Kanako left Alvie with a good morning kiss before she headed out of his room after they spent a lovely cuddly night together, just catching up on some much needed Z's. And now let's see how he will take on the day with that good morning kiss. Let's go! And for good measure,
じゃあね。
I'm gonna have a word with her about those sneak attacks. Or you could just come up with a few sneak attacks yourself, buddy. I mean, come on now. Just beat her at her own game. I was falling for her so hard. I wished I could chase after her and not care what anyone would say. Why not just chase after her? Just don't be too crazy with it. Kanako. I murmured her name under my breath and felt myself start to blush. I buried my face in my pillow. Some of Kanako's scent was still clinging to it. It didn't help me calm down at all. Ah, jeez. There's no hope for me. Well, there is if you just hold strong. I had totally and utterly fallen under Kanako's spell, and I was loving it. That's the thing right there. You wanted it! You want it! Sorry. After Kanako left, I got to work on my morning routine, although my mind was definitely somewhere else. For breakfast, I made some simple open sandwiches and a salad using some leftover vegetables. Added to that were enough sausages, eggs, and fruit on the side for everybody. A big guy like me could eat more, but these portions were probably just right for the girls. There's still some bread left. Maybe I should make some more toast for anyone who wants it. They should be all getting up around now.
Ohayou!
Morning, Kana. Oh boy. Back to old habits, I see.
どうしたのよ。そんなきょとんな顔しちゃって。
I'm seeing much more than that. Why are you back to walking around in your underwear? This took me by surprise. It was just like the shock I'd felt the first time I met her.
だってさっきまでお風呂入ってたし。体がほてっちょって暑くて着てられないもの。
At least put on a shirt or something. Hey, don't jiggle around like that! The temptation to stop and stare was strong. I couldn't resist it, however.
もういい加減慣れてくれてもいいじゃない。これぐらいで恥ずかしがる仲でもないでしょ。ほら、朝まで同じベッドで過ごしたりしたんだし。
Hey, don't go announcing that to the world. The last thing I needed right now was for someone to overhear that statement and take it out of context. But apparently that wasn't the reaction Kanako had been hoping for.
何よ。葵くんは嬉しくないの？
Yeah, that's the reason why she did it, man. She was actually just trying to entertain you. That's really what it was. I won't deny part of me is, but hey, that tickles. Why are you glomping me all of a sudden? She started moving and poking her fingers all around my chest.
だったら、そんな困った顔しないで、鼻の下伸ばしたりしなさいよ。
Still, you gotta do that behind closed doors. You can't just do that in the open, you know? You can't just do that in the open anymore, because the last thing you want to do is attract attention to yourself, which is what you were doing before. Remember the amount of attention you got earlier? I mean, yesterday? So Why still attract the attention and stuff like that? You're doing the opposite of discreet. But anyways, I don't think I can.
私だって全く恥ずかしくないわけじゃないのよ。
And you think fixing it is going to help by doing that? If you feel that way, then
き
why?
っかけ作りって言えばいいのかな。
Please do tell on how this is creating your own luck. Please educate us, as I am not of one who understands this particular concept. Where's my monocle?
For a moment, a hint of sadness crept into her face.
私、人に近づくのが苦手でね。
You do?
うん。人見知りとは違うんだけど、初対面の相手とかだとちょっとね。
You could have fooled me. If anything, I'd have said Kanako seemed like the kind of girl people would make friends with right away.
慣れ慣れしいのは私の素みたいなものだから。
Oh, really? So what other settings do you have?
まあ、それが行き過ぎちゃって、ちょっと嫌なことがあったわけ。
What time was that? Because I think there were more than just one. From her tone of voice, you'd think this was no big deal, but I could tell she was hurting underneath that smile.
それからはある程度線を引いてね。周りの人たちに近づきすぎないようにしてたんだけど。
She raised her head and looked me in the eye. Now she was smiling her usual cheery smile.
朝ちゃんと夜ちゃんが喧嘩した時、私横から口挟んじゃったじゃない。
Which you did a very good job at. Kudos to you.
やっちゃったなーって思ったんだけど、葵くんが嬉しいって言ってくれて、それで葵くんなら大丈夫なのかなって。だから試しにもっと飛び込んでいこうと思ったの。
I see. Get a feel for it, huh? And is that why you agreed to go out with me? I didn't like how that idea made me feel. I couldn't keep some bitterness out of my voice.
もちろんそれだけじゃないわよ。私だってそのねえ。
The way she feel about you is legit, cuz. I'm sorry. I can't speak slang for the life of me. Kanako. I ignored the impulse to apologize and let this go. Kanako and I stared at each other while she searched for the right words. I stepped closer to her so she couldn't dart away to the side.
もちろん葵くんが好きだっていうのが一番よ。
Oh, really? What do you like about me?
Okay, good. Thanks. I needed to hear that. But I really would like you to put some clothes on now.
どうして？
You might be fine with it, but I don't like the idea of other people seeing you like this.
それ以外って葵くん以外全員女の子なの。
I guess, but still. I've got my limits too.
どういうこと？
I find it hard enough to resist stopping and staring even when you're fully dressed. This is too much for me. Oh gosh, did I actually say that out loud? I focused all my attention on Kanako's face, trying my hardest to stop my eyes from wandering.
お暑いね。ごちそうさま。
Good, very good.
本当にまっすぐなんだから、こっちの調子が狂っちゃうわよ。
I can be quite honest myself. I guess that's why it gets me into some stick-ups every now and then. I think she meant to just mutter that to herself, but I heard it all the same. Kanako.
ちょっと
I rested my hands on her shoulders and moved in closer for a kiss.
みんなに見られちゃってもいいの？
But Yandee's is okay? Yeah, doesn't matter to me. Besides, I just really wanted to kiss her.
いやしょうがないな。
Exactly. Now come on in. Okay, let me stop. Kanako smirked, then puckered up her lips, raising her face toward mine.
ああ、おはよう。
I saw that coming. That was Kotori's voice. We both scrambled away from each other as fast as we could. Wait a minute! Whoa, 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 whoa. Aoi, did you not just say you didn't care if they saw you like that? So what you backing out now for, cuz? Wait, what? Aoi, really? Really, cuz? Really?
おはようございます、かなこさん。おはようございます、先輩。
See, look, she already know what time it is. Look, she ain't even missing a beat with it. She already know what time it is. Hey, morning.
おはよう。
Kotori settled into her usual place while shooting an occasional suspicious glance my way. I had a bad feeling about this.
そうだ、葵くん。
Yes?
幸せいっぱいなのはわかるけど、人前でのろけすぎないようにね。
I'm trying to remember what that acronym is. I think it's Public Display of Affection. She sounded like a teacher scolding a wayward pupil. How long had she been watching? You know, that's a real good question. How long had all of them been watching? Because especially how they were on their case last night with a whole bunch of questions, I don't think that vigor would just drop off in one night. Part of me wanted to come right out and ask her that, but I figured my life would be a lot more peaceful if I kept quiet. That's right, the less you say, the better.
そうだ、ひばりねえからノート PC 借りることできたわよ。
Why? Oh, cool, thanks. Now we just have to wait for the simulator to be up and running again. This meant we'd be able to practice using the glider controls here at the dorm as well as at the hangar. We'd been concentrating on improving the glider itself lately, but I couldn't afford to let my piloting skills waste away.
まあ少しでまたあの空を飛べるんですね。燃えてるわね、みんな。はしゃぎすぎなだけじゃないですか。
Yoru interjected in her usual calm and assertive way.
あんたは本当に冷めてるわね。
Because that's just her personality that she's chosen.
これが普通です。皆さんが熱くなりすぎなだけじゃないですか。もう夜ちゃん。
Asa turned away from her sister in a sulk. Things were still a little strained between the two of them. We'd have to find a way to patch things up before these tensions exploded again. These graphics, though. What happened? You spent all night messing with Hat? Or you kept thinking about all the questions that you asked Aoi and Kanako?
何よ、人の顔ジロジロジロジロと。
Did she really have to ask?
いやー、立派な大あくびだったなと思って。
I even have an urge to yawn. Apparently she hadn't noticed until we pointed it out.
忘れなさい、今すぐここで。なんだったら私が忘れさせてあげるわ。
And how would you make them forget? I'm curious as to how you would do that. Ow, ow! I'm forgetting, all right. You don't have to run me over. What, that's it? Attempted roadkill? That's all you got? Really? Just don't fall asleep on us, okay?
心配しなくても大丈夫よ。部活ならしっかりやるんだから。
That's good to know, but it's not really the issue here.
まだ後半戦が残ってるんだから、まずはそっちを頑張りなさいってば。
We still had plenty of classes left after lunch break. Kotori was clearly impatient and wanted to get them over with so she could make her way to the hangar. I felt the same way. Thanks to Kanako's intervention, the Soaring Club was back on track. We'd finished laminating the glider and had been doing practice runs on the simulator while we waited for the resin to dry. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to meet up with Amane after school, so go ahead without me.
あまねちゃんのとこに
I thought it would be a good chance to, now that work's calmed down. She'll probably want to know the progress we've made. The glider we were building was based on Amane's specifications after all. I knew she'd be busy with work, but it couldn't hurt to drop by and tell her we were finished. We owed her that much. I wanted her to take a look at the real thing as well, but apparently she's even busier than usual right now.
わかったわ。あまねちゃんによろしくね。
Sure. When the bell rang at the end of the day, I found myself making a desperate dash through the deserted corridors. Ugh, I'm late. I'm late! Geez, what are you, the White Rabbit now? I should have grabbed my bag earlier. Maybe then I'd have been able to leave on time. From the sound of things, people are really expecting a lot from her. When I had visited Amane, she'd been slumped over on the desk, exhausted from both teaching commitments and stuff from her other jobs. Sounds like me. She was surrounded by piles of paperwork. Wherever you looked, there was no getting away from it. In the end, I spent a lot more time listening to her complain about work than I did talking about the glider. I'm glad she cheered up a little, though. She'd said listening to my report had been a nice change of pace. When I left, she was looking a lot happier. Maybe I'll treat her to dinner at a curry place sometime. Through the windows, I could already see the sun sinking below the horizon. The school hallways were bathed in the crimson light of sunset, but there wasn't a single person here to witness it. There we go. I picked up my bag off my desk, planning to hurry to the hangar, but then... I caught sight of some violet-colored clouds drifting across the sky. It brought me back to the last year, when I'd seen clouds just like these ones. They looked close enough to touch, but always remained out of reach before dissipating into nothingness. Here I was a year later, and I was still powerless to do anything but stare at them from the ground. What a pain. I clenched my fists in frustration. The Soaring Club hadn't qualified as an official school club until Asa and the others joined. We hadn't gotten the chance to take on the challenge of flying into the beautiful sky. Yet. It won't be long now. The sky and those clouds were finally within my grasp. Pretty soon, we'd have the wings we needed. Then the sky would be our oyster. I'd get to share it with everyone. Next time, for sure.
葵くん
That voice. I turned around and saw Kanako waving to me from the entrance. Kanako?
こうして学校で会うのって珍しいわね。
Yeah, now that you mention it. What are you doing here so late?
さっきまであかりちゃんの手伝いをかなりね。
She takes advantage of you sometimes, huh?
だって遠慮なしなんだもん。人使い荒いんだから。
Look on the bright side. It goes to show how much she trusts you to get the job done.
でもあの仕事量はお言葉に甘いすぎだと思ったわ。
Kanako heaved an exaggerated sigh. Had there really been that much? Despite her complaints, she looked like she was actually enjoying being part of something bigger for once.
そういう葵くんこそこんな時間まで残ってどうしたの？いつもなら授業が終わったらパパーッと基地に行っちゃってるのに。
I went to give Amane an update on what we've been doing.
そっか。最近すごい順調だもんね。
Yeah, but we couldn't have done it without her plans. I figured she had the right to know. Huh? Is something wrong?
Huh?
It's just you look kinda... I don't know, mad.
そう？そんなことないわよ。
I could have sworn I saw her expression cloud over for a second. Oh well, probably not worth worrying about. I've gotta say, her job looks like a lot of work. She could barely move from all the papers and forms and stuff on her desk.
講義人気があるからね。先生たちもなんか期待してるみたいだし。
I don't think that popularity is any consolation to her. She seemed pretty peeved at all the extra duties that come with it. In some ways, Amane was still just a kid. That hadn't changed. Honestly, I was a little worried about her. But the update cheered her up. She said we're doing a great job. Getting Amane's stamp of approval really meant a lot to me. I hoped Kanako would be happy too. She'd helped us out with a lot of what we'd achieved lately. She didn't seem all that interested though. I tried to press on. She's gonna drop in to visit when she has some free time. So I was thinking we could get together to celebrate finishing the glider.
葵くん。
Huh? What? Before I had time to realize what was happening, Kanako pressed her lips to mine. Did you miss him that much? This wasn't like her usual kisses. This was hard, rough, like she was using it to shut me up. Well, let's find out what the reason behind that is on the next episode. The cliffhangers. So with that, I want to thank everyone for watching this video this time around. If you like what you saw, maybe consider leaving a like. And if you would like to see more and you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing. And until next time, happy mixing, everyone.